So we're back on this GMC that had a vacuum leak, and we're between 36 and 37 degrees is our dash temperature coming out of the dash. That's our pressure right now. Outside bulb temperature is 56 degrees. This is the vehicle. This is the second, I think, video. It had a leak under vacuum, and it would leak all the way down to about -4 psi, -3 psi, and then stop. What it turned out to be was the front shaft seal on this fairly new vehicle, 2019, and it's coming out between 36 and 37 degrees out of the dash. By my temperature sensor right there in the dash, you can see there. So you go, how did you vacuum it and how did you charge it if you're losing vacuum through the front shaft seal? And I couldn't reseat this front shaft seal, so I had to do, and I've made a video about this, not in detail, just somewhat explained it, that I had to do a method that was done back in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, a little bit into the 60s, that my dad taught me, that when you're in an emergency and you have one that has a vacuum leak from a shaft seal, a lip seal that won't hold good vacuum, there was an alternative method of vacuuming when you have that problem. And you still can do it. It's not the best way in the world. At least I have a refrigerant identifier to prove that I have 0% error inside the system, but it takes longer and it's a repetitive, and thank God we have today we have what they didn't have then was refrigerant recovery equipment to recover your refrigerant during kind of like a triple purge and evacuate with nitrogen, but you're doing the same thing with refrigerant several times, and with recovery equipment it makes it much faster. That's what I had to do, was I had to keep purging in fresh refrigerant one side, let it stabilize, have the recovery unit on the other side, pull refrigerant down where I got it to around 0 to -1 vacuum, because this one would leak at roughly -3 to -4 vacuum. The lip seal would decay and fall in and start sucking in vacuum, so I couldn't go that long, and repeat that process 3, 4, 5 times with my equipment. It's really fast because these are really fast. Well, not the vacuum machine, but the recovery machine is really fast, so it's not that bad. It's extra steps, but the vehicle could be done. This could never be done with the regular procedures using a modern day piece of YF recharging equipment. You could not charge this vehicle correctly. That's all. That's it for this one. And I just had another one of those vehicles that could not be recharged by a piece of modern day recovery equipment, that it kept failing the vacuum leak test procedure. All right, see you guys.